Hey guys, this is Kevin from JazTime.com, and today I have something for you that's very beautiful, very casual, and just absolutely stunning. This is the Rolex Datejust II. The reference number for this model is 116333. We'll be going over the price, the dial, the bezel, the crown, the case, the clasp, and I'll talk about a bit of the movement at the end as well. Okay, so the price of this Datejust as of November 2016, you can get it at Rolex retailer for $11,650, or you can get it at JazTime for $9,200. That's a savings of $2,450. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the dial. The dial is a very beautiful black dial with Arabic hour markers, as you can see, as the letters are numbers from 1 all the way to 11, with the Rolex crown sitting at the top. These numerals are fashioned in 18-karat yellow gold, and they are luminous for up to 8 hours. So the white portion and inner portions of the Arabic numerals will glow up to 8 hours. Same with the hands as well, as we have the tips, have the little white luminous markers there too, and they are also fashioned in that 18-karat yellow gold. Okay, so we also have the date located at the 3 o'clock position with a Cyclops lens on top for easier viewing. The Cyclops lens sits on top of the sapphire crystal, as you can see the little protrusion there. And overall, it's just a very simple dial. Additionally, we also have the minutes and 5-minute increments going all the way around the outer edge of the dial, and that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward dial. We also have an engraved rehat, which means is that the outer portion of the bezel on the sides, we have the Rolex name engraved all the way around. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the bezel now. The bezel is a fluted 18-karat yellow gold bezel. That flutedness, it gives it a very nice shine. If sunlight were to hit this 18-karat yellow gold bezel, it kind of glistens like a disco ball. If you're in your car and the sunlight hits it, and it really glistens very nicely. Moving on to the case, let's go ahead and review the case now. The case size is a 41 millimeter case, and that's from my thumb to my index finger here. That's 41 millimeters in diameter. It is a super case, meaning that the lugs are a little bit larger, and the tapering of the case on the sides here are a little bit more rounded. The older models are much more sharper. But overall, that super case adds a little bit more beefiness, a little more weight to the watch, and just overall fits very nicely with that large dial. Okay. The profile of the watch, not too high of a profile, will fit under a suit cuff very nicely, or a dress cuff very nicely. Has a high polish on the side for more of that shine that patterns all the way around from the bracelet with that high polish. Same can be said on the other side of the watch as well. We have that high polish again. And we have the crown now in that 18-karat yellow gold. So let's go ahead and move on to reviewing the crown now. So the crown, very simple to use. It's Rolex's twin lock double waterproofness system. All you have to do is just counterclockwise to unscrew, and this will be set to the hand winding position. So in this hand winding position, you can wind the watch 20 to 30 times just clockwise, as you can hear that kind of clicking. Any more than 30 times, you might damage the watch, so don't go any further than that. With a tiny tug and a click, you'll be in the date setting position. As you can see there, very simple, very easy to use, instantaneous change of the date. Much better than having to do 2 revolutions of the hour hand around the dial just to change the date once. So it's pretty nice to have, pretty nice feature to have. One last and final tug will let you adjust the hands. And once you get to this final position, also the hack movement, or the seconds hand, will stop moving as well for more precise timing. Okay, so the hands do move bidirectionally, and once you press this crown back in, and always make sure you always screw the crown back in. As you can see there, the seconds hands will start moving, and and you can go ahead and tighten that crown against the side of the case. Okay, and you always want to keep the crown tightened against the case, as you want to keep this watch water resistance up to 100 meters or 330 feet. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the bracelet now. Okay, so here's the bracelet. Very nice, very beautiful two-tone bracelet. We have that Rolex's in-house 904L steel on the outer portion of the links. That in-house made steel gives a much better shine, also much more durability than the industry standard AISI 316L steel. And then we have that 18-karat yellow gold that runs down the middle to complete what Rolex coins the term Rolzor, which is the combination of using steel and gold on the same watch. So that gold pattern straight down the middle of the bracelet has a nice high polish that matches that fluted gold bezel very nicely, and just gives overall a great reflection of the light for much more. As you see that shininess there. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the clasp now. So clasp, very simple Rolex clasp. It's just a folding Oyster clasp. You just pop it out like that. Very simple, very easy to use. This isn't really a sports watch. If it was, it'd have the safety lock feature, which would lock down this Oyster for more security. So this is just a very basic, simple folding Oyster. We have the Rolex name engraved onto the clasp blade itself there. Okay, and we also have the ability for the comfort extension link in the back of the clasp. So back here on the back of the clasp, you can pop out the bracelet, and it can extend 5 millimeters outward or 5 millimeters inward. And that 5 millimeters outward or inward will help you add a little comfort to your life when it gets too hot out and your wrist swells up. You can adjust that bracelet to, take that into account. So here it is all the way out, and then this is how it looks while it's inwards. So that's inwards, and then pop out, and that's how it looks when it's fully out. Okay, so pretty nice feature to have there. Okay, so let's move on to the back of the case and the movement. So here is the back of the case. So the back of the case is very simple Oyster case. This watch runs a Rolex's in-house 3136 caliber movement, and it is a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement. It is an upgrade from the 3135 movement that they've been using for more than 15 years. So it's just one caliber up. And what the main difference between the 3136 and the 3135 is that the 3136 has a Rolex's in-house shock absorbers, and they're called the Paraflex shock absorbers. So they, as Rolex stated, they absorb up to 50% more shock. So any like jutters and such will be absorbed by that, and the time will be kept very nicely, because if those shocks can shake that the balance spring, or rather the balance wheel, out of place, and that can stop the watch from tracking time properly, or it can stop the watch from moving in general. So that shock absorber helps keep that balance wheel in check. Okay, the movement is made up of 31 joules, has a 48-hour power reserve, and it allows for the tracking of hours, minutes, seconds, minutes, and seconds, while allowing for that instantaneous changing of the date that I've shown earlier. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you this watch on the wrist. So very simple, very easy. Okay, bam, very easy. Look at that two-tone gold against that silver. Really nice contrast. Really brings out the gold more, and that black with the Arabic numerals. It's just overall a very beautiful watch. This is more of a dress watch than a sports watch, because that gold is malleable, but overall, still very durable, very beautiful watch. Okay, so here's the profile. As you can see, fits very nicely on the wrist. Will definitely fit under suit cuffs and such very easily. So something to keep in mind. But anyways, if you have any questions or comments about this watch, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you want to buy this watch or any other model for the lowest possible price, check out our website at JazTime.com. That's JazTime.com. We have the lowest prices guaranteed. We offer free shipping and a 1-year warranty. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe below. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys soon.